Minnesota, tune in, Minnesota tonight.
Sitting down with us tonight is Jeff Forrester, the Executive Director of the Minnesota Lakes and Rivers Association. Come on out here. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Jeff. Please have a seat. I appreciate it. First of all, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this is a riot.
Thank you. We're getting shut down by the state soon.
Okay.
So. But first of all, you are the Executive Director of the Minnesota Lakes and Rivers Association. Does that mean you literally represent an association of lakes and rivers, just like bodies of water that you talk to on the phone?
Right, no, there's like 500 lake associations in the state.
Okay.
And we're the largest group of those.
Okay.
And figure an average of 100 people per lake association. I mean, Lake Vermilion's, their lake association is like 3,500.
Okay.
So that's like 50,000 people. Plus we have individual members all around the state too.
Oh, I was talking about personified bodies of water talking to you.
Yeah.
I see what you said. Well, so
only on a bad night.
What does your organization? Yeah, if it gets polluted enough, it'll start talking to us.
Yeah. Pollution. Yeah. Exactly.
So what does your organization do?
Well, I spend a lot of time driving around in the summer, meeting with lake association people and saying what keeps you up at night. And one of the things that keeps them up at night is aquatic invasive species.
So tell us more about that. What can we do in a land that is so filled with lakes that is so in danger of getting invaded by these species?
Well, I mean, you know, as the guy said, it ain't rocket surgery. So it's like you just...
What guy are we referring to?
The guy.
Oh, the guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I misheard you.
The guy. But so, for instance, there hasn't been a new invasive species introduced in the Great Lakes since 2006.
Oh, that's okay.
Right? So,
Are we clapping for just not fucking up? Like,
right,
yes!
Right.
At least we didn't do that.
So, I mean, the first thing is to have hope, because people say, oh, you know, the line is, oh, there's nothing we can do. It's only a matter of time. We're going to have to learn to live with it. But, you know, Mille Lacs right now is losing millions, tens of millions of dollars a year because of the walleye, and it's due to invasive species. It's spiny water flea and zebra mussel infested the lake. And they're clearing out the zebra mussels and Mille Lacs are turning the water over 3 times a day.
Wow. And by turning the water over, what
filtering every drop of water in the lake 3 times a day. And spiny water flea are like a weird little shrimp-like creature. And they're predators, and they move in big clouds, and they attack zooplankton. Wow. And fish can't eat them because they have barbs on their tail, and so they're not good for food. And research is starting to show declines in both abundance and size of perch. The walleyes that they're pulling out of Mille Lacs now, you know, everybody's saying, well, gee, you know, we're catching so many fish. We've never caught so many fish before. Yeah, they're starving, right?
So when they see bait, they're like, finally, some
right,
food.
Right.
I know it's got a hook in it, but...
Right. And so that's the, you know, that's what's at risk, you know.
Wow.
Is,
So what can we do? Is there anything specific that we can do to combat the spread of this?
If you don't move a species from one lake to the next, it doesn't spread. And it's humans, right? So it's really that simple. So the DNR
So humans are the invasive species
we
that's
are the
fucked
invasive
all this
species,
up.
right, yeah.
Okay, just making
you know,
sure.
and people say, oh, well, turtles and birds, and there is no evidence of it. It's probably not.
They'll just counter with
turtles and birds,
other species.
turtles and birds and other things will move it. You know, it's not people. Well, maybe it's possible. Right? Maybe it's possible, but we would be measuring the spread in terms of centuries, not summers.
Right.
It's the byways, not the flyways.
I love the idea of just blaming any man-made problem on just like turtles and birds.
Yeah.
I mean, that oil slick wouldn't have happened if that goddamn turtle wasn't in the way.
Right. Well, turtles, you know, they're tough.
Yeah, fuck turtles. If you've learned anything, it's fuck turtles.
Right.
Brought to you by the Minnesota Lakes and Rivers.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that. My board is going to appreciate that. Right. Yeah, that'll be good. Maybe I won't share the tape
donations
with
skyrocket from everyone who hates turtles.
Right.
So, what is the invasive species that keeps you up at night more than any of them?
Starry stonewort.
What is that?
It's an algae, and the cells are about a foot long, right? So
what?
Yeah, it's an algae, but the cells are long, and it was first discovered in Minnesota in Lake Coronis in 2015. and it was 250 acres. By summer of 2016, it was like 3,500 acres. Right? It was in no lake in Minnesota before that we knew, and now it's been discovered in 9.
So how did it get here in the first place?
Probably came from Wisconsin.
This is what I'm saying! Do you hear the reaction?
Yeah.
Even if you're lying, you really know how to work your crowd.
They came from Wisconsin. Yeah.
It probably came from Wisconsin.
Right. On some cheese, and it's transported on cheese.
Yeah.
But you can't treat it, because if you put chemicals in the water to kill it, it just is like a haircut, because you're only killing the one cell. If you put chemicals, pellets on the ground to kill it, well, it doesn't have roots, and so it just kind of pulls away from the ground and floats somewhere else and reattaches. 2 to 20 feet deep is where it grows.
20 feet? Wait,
Right.
so just
in water from
gel.
it's just this stringy stuff, kind of like fishing line, can't get a boat through it. People on Coronas now are having to like put their boats in the water, get on the boat and push them down in the water, paddle or pole them out past 150 feet, 200 feet out past. It stinks, stains the water yellow. It's bad.
Whoa.
Right, it's bad.
So
And there's hundreds of boats a summer moving from Coronas to Mille Lacs. So everybody's talking about the bass fishing. Well, it loves growing in bass habitat where bass spawn, so that's at risk.
wow. So if someone was also now terrified by your description.
Right. You should be terrified.
Yeah. So you're telling everyone be scared shitless.
Right, yeah, it's bad.
Good to know. So I like how you paraphrased what I said.
Yeah.
So if someone was now staying up at night because they've heard your description of starry storm or other invasive species out there, what should they do? If they want to take action, what can they do?
Well, so Minnesota did an amazing thing in 2014 and passed County AIS Prevention Aid. AIS is Aquatic Invasive Species. And it's money that goes out to each county based on the number of boat ramps and watercraft parking spots they have in each county. So St. Louis County, I think, is the top county. It's getting almost $900,000 a year. Wow. Right? And then St. Louis County is making grants out to lake associations. So lake associations are really plugging into this funding, and they're there at the lake. So they're the ones that can do the work, and a lot of amazing programs are popping up using this funding. And it's really a case of, it's like citizenship, right? It's like we want the government to fix our problems. Well, they can't fix this one because there's too many lakes, there's too many boats, 900,000 registered watercraft in the state of Minnesota. It becomes just so impossible. But with 500 lake associations and counties, highly motivated because it impacts their tax base.
And whether or not they can brag about fish in their Tinder pictures. So.
Right.
Jeff, thank you so much for coming out to the show. Jeff Forster, the Minnesota Lakes and Rivers Advocates. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Minnesota tonight.